Good afternoon, students. Today's session is for GNM first year students. The topic is First Aid Management of Wounds and the Bleeding. In this session, we will discuss about what is wound, what are the types of wound, and how to do first aid management of these wounds. So, what is the definition of wound? A wound is a break in the skin surface or other body tissues, and this may result in bleeding also. And if there is an invasion of bacteria, so the wound can become infected. The types of wound: there are open wound and the closed wound. In the open wound, the skin is not intact and the underlying tissue is directly exposed to the outside world. In the closed wound, the skin is intact and the underlying tissue is not directly exposed to the outside. Now, what are the types of open wound? We have 7 types of open wound. First is abrasion, laceration, incision, punctured wound, avulsion, amputation, and shrapnel injury. Abrasion. This is the image showing abrasion. It is also called road rash, scrap, or the rug burn. There is a scraping of skin and there is little or no blood loss, and abrasion causes pain also. This is the image showing laceration. In this image, you can see there are edges which are irregular, and laceration most commonly result from forceful tearing away of skin tissue. This is incision. Here you can see the edges are very smooth as comparison to the laceration. In the laceration, the edges were very irregular, but in the incision, the edges are very smooth. And in the incision, the bleeding depends upon the location and the size of wound. This image is showing punctured wound. In the first image, you can see this is a stab wound. It is caused by the pointed or the sharp object, for example, knife. The wound is very deep and narrow, and there is increased risk of infection because it is deep. In the second image, you can see it is the punctured wound which is caused by the bullet. Next, avulsion. Avulsion most commonly occurs in the fingers, hands, and ears, and there is a partial tearing of a patch of a skin. It may become loose and it hang from the body, or it may be completely removed. And avulsion causes heavy bleeding. In this image, you can see the finger, it is teared partially, not the completely. Amputation. Amputation means cutting of the body part. In this, you can see the fingers are amputated. Then shrapnel injury. Shrapnel injury is caused by the multiple small entrance wounds. Next, contusion. Contusion is a type of closed wound. This is also called bruise. It occurs because of blow to the skin with a blunt instrument. And in this, the blood vessels, most commonly the capillaries, are damaged. Second type of closed wound is crush injury. Crush injury, as the name is suggesting, this occurs when force or pressure is put on a body part. The body part is compressed in between two heavy objects, and it may cause bleeding, fracture also, or nerve injury can be there. Crush injury most commonly occurs in the farms or the industry where heavy machines are used, or after any building collapse or any road accident, crush injuries takes place. Now, general management of the wound. First, check the circulation, airway, and breathing. Identify the type of wound. If it is open wound, then control the bleeding. Prevent shock. If shock is present, then treat it and seek medical assistance as quickly as possible. Now, general management we discussed about wounds. Now, one by one, we will discuss about the first aid management of each wound. First one is abrasion. So, wash hands with soap and water, then wear gloves, then rinse the abrasion with the water. Do not scrub the wound because it will further do tissue damage. Then never use any strong cleansing solution. Do not use any hydrogen peroxide solution, povidone iodine, and spray it in the abrasion. Usually bleeding stops on its own if it is a small abrasion, but if does not, then apply gently firm direct pressure on the wound with a sterile dressing, clean dressing, or a clean cloth. And if possible, you can raise the extremity, either arm or if it is in the leg, then above the level of heart so that the blood circulation reduces and bleeding reduces. If bleeding stops and if it is a small abrasion, then leave it open. But if it is a large, then clean it and cover it with a sterile bandage or the gauze pad. But if the bleeding is still present, then seek the medical help. Because it is abrasion, there is a scraping of skin. Antibiotic can also be applied in order to prevent the infection, and monitor for the sign of infections like any pulse discharge or person have fever, etc. Next, laceration. What is the first aid management of lacerations? Similarly, wash hands with soap and water, wear gloves, clean the wound using water, stop bleeding by using direct pressure over the wound, and if wound is caused by gravel like small rocks, then stitches needs to be applied. If wound is caused by any glass material, seek the medical attention. X-ray imaging may be required. So depending upon what is the cause of the laceration, the medical assistance is required, but general wound care should be provided. If there is a gaping wound, it means more gap is present, then sutures may needs to be applied. If the wound is 6 hours old or it is infected, then treat the infection first. Provide tetanus injection, but first check the history of the patient regarding the tetanus toxoid injection. Then wounds may need antibiotic coverage are wound with the jagged ends, wound which are contaminated with soil and manure, deep punctured wound, wound in the older people, and victim is also prone for infection and require antibiotic. For example, those who are having chemotherapy, steroid therapy, or who is diabetic, they are more prone for infection. So in the laceration, antibiotics may be applied. Do not try to remove an object which is stuck because it will further damage the lacerated tissue. Never push body parts back in, rather cover them with a sterile dressing, clean cloth, and then seek the medical aid. Next, incised wounds. In the incised wounds, these have very smooth edges and bleeding is stopped by applying pressure on the wound using a sterile absorbent gauze. If the absorbent gauze gets soaked, do not remove it. We can place one more gauze piece on it as the clot is formed on the wound may get dislodged. So place another gauze piece over that gauze only. Elevate the hand or the arm above the heart level. Clean the wound thoroughly to remove the dirt and prevent infection. Apply antibacterial ointment, or we can use petroleum jelly applied gauze pad to cover the wound also. If wound is still bleeding, medical help needs to be taken. And within 24 hours, tetanus toxoid injection needs to be taken, but first take the history whether when the last dose of tetanus toxoid was taken by the patient. In the punctured wound, this is very important. First check the wound thoroughly, follow the routine wound care, as we discussed before, then remove only small objects or the dirt particles. Do not remove the large objects. This needs to be taken care that the large impacted objects needs not to be removed because it will further cause damage. Do not put or apply any medicine to the punctured wound. Wash the wound in the running water directly at the puncture site. Cover the wound and seek the medical attention. Now, impaled objects. What are impaled objects? Impaled means any foreign body which penetrates the skin and remains embedded in the tissues. So, they will remain embedded in the tissue. So, do not remove those objects because professional care may needs to be taken care of. Then apply the dressing around it. Then control the bleeding by applying the pressure at the sides of the impaled object. So, apply pressure at the sides only. Then secure the object means immobilize the object while bandaging and then dress the wound around the object carefully and seek the medical help. Now amputation. If there is an amputation of the body part, then check the wound, provide wound care, control bleeding, and the amputated parts needs to be recovered, but do not put any water or wash them. Wrap in a sterile dressing or clean cloth, then put them in a plastic bag or a container which has a ice, and then immediately seek medical attention and carry the amputated part along with the victim. Contusion. This is a type of closed wound and it is also known as bruise. There is a acronym to remember: RISE. R means rest. So rest the bruised area if possible. Then ice the bruise with the ice pack wrapped in a towel. Do not apply directly ice to the bruised area. Leave it in a place for 10 to 20 minutes. Repeat several times a day for a day or two. Then C. Compress the bruise area if there is swelling present, and it is done by using an elastic bandage. Do not make it too tight or too loose. Then elevate the injured area to reduce the swelling. So for the contusion, there is no any external bleeding. There is a bruise because of damage to the capillaries. So rest, ice, compression by using elastic bandage, and elevation needs to be done. Next, crush injury. If there is a crush injury, we should assess the crushing was less than 15 minutes or more than 15 minutes. If it is less than 15 minutes, then release the compressive objects as quickly as possible, control bleeding, treat shock, and seek the medical attention. But if it is more than 15 minutes, there is no need to remove the crushing object because if we remove the crushing object and 15 minutes have been elapsed, the person may have crush injury syndrome. What happens because of injury? There is a breakdown of cells in the body and the cells get break down, so they will release the toxin. Now because there is a object which is crushing that which is compressing that part, these toxins will be trapped there. But if we remove this compressive pressure, then these toxins will release into the circulatory system and this may cause the kidney failure. So in that cases, if it is more than 15 minutes, only professionals should deal with them, and in that case, first aid is monitor and reassure the patient and seek medical assistance as soon as possible. So we discuss about the open wound and the closed wound first aid management. In the open wounds, we discussed about abrasion, laceration, incision, punctured wound, amputation. While in the closed wounds, we discuss about the contusion and the crush injury. So, to summarize the topic, a wound is a break in the integrity of skin and the other tissues. There may be bleeding present. There are open and the closed wounds. First aid management of wounds depends upon its type, but general management include stopping the bleeding, preventing the shock, and seeking medical attention as quickly as possible. Thank you.